Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with some breaking news tonight, with some Pokemon TCG breaking news, that is. And this is something that, honestly, I'm shocked hasn't happened already. But here we are, and it's finally starting to come out. And I'm going to share my thoughts with you on the whole situation here. But let's not waste any time. Let's get on into it. Welcome back, players and collectors, to my channel, Ren's Collectibles. Today we have the big news that was dropped, honestly, as the time of this recording, just about 40 minutes ago, and that is Gamestop is now going to be buying and selling Pokemon card singles and graded cards. Yes, you heard me right here. GameStop is trying its foot. They're dipping their toes in the water to see how it feels on becoming a game store, a local card shop, if you will, right? So we have some information that was actually broken first. The news was broken first by PokeBeach here, so I want to give credit where credit's due. So thank you, PokeBeach, and I definitely recommend you check out their article if you're interested in reading the actual article. But basically, there's going to be select GameStops throughout the U.S. that will start, I want to say next week, I think is the timeline that they had, selling and buying Pokemon graded cards. And that's a big deal because obviously over the last almost 5 years now, graded cards have become a huge thing, skyrocketing values, and tons and tons and tons of people have begun grading cards for their collections. Well, now GameStop is getting in on it by buying and selling graded Pokemon cards, but it comes with a catch. The first catch is that they are only accepting PSA. For now, is what they say, for now, but they're only accepting PSA, and it must be a PSA 8 or higher. And there's also one other caveat to that as well, is that it cannot be valued over $500. So you kind of have some simple guidelines here. It's got to be a PSA 8, 9, or 10, and it also cannot be above $500 in value. So that opens up a realm of possibilities now. So, I mean, GameStop, you have to figure they've probably been buying up graded cards for a little while now, and singles, but we'll get to the singles in a minute. Graded cards have obviously been, in the last few years, kind of like the big trades, the currency of Pokemon cards. It's what everybody who wants to make money off Pokemon cards, that's what they do. They grade the cards. And GameStop is now trying to get on it. I'm honestly surprised. The only thing I'm surprised with, I should say, is that it took them this long to try to get into the game versus way sooner. We know GameStop is not the best of companies. They don't really have a lot of morals. There's been a lot of complaints about them over the years. But they've finally gotten into something that really they should have gotten into a long time ago, or maybe they shouldn't have, and maybe they shouldn't now. And the only reason I say that is they are making it seem like trading cards are the way of their future, and they are kind of becoming a pseudo game shop, like a local game store type of scenario. And the only reason I say it could be bad is that obviously GameStop doing all this becomes a large competitor to the local card shops in areas, and it could kill competition there pretty quickly, move people from the local game stores over. Of course, it might not do that at all. Maybe it's a good cohesion, and I don't know, maybe GameStop will take into consideration when Pokemon leagues are going to happen in other locations, and it could be anything, right? It could be anything. Time will tell. That's the big thing here, is time will tell. But the other reason I say that they want to become like a card shop essentially is that they want to buy and sell singles as well. And it looks like they're going to be starting off with holos and reverse holos for $1. I don't know if that means all of the holos and reverse holos will be $1. It just kind of stated that it will launch with $1 holos and reverse holos. The real problem with that, the only real problem I should say, is that nobody wants hollows and reverse hollows. There's select few that are actually viable in gameplay competitively that will likely sell really good. But other than that, nobody's really wanting to go out and buy hollows and reverse hollows. So that one was kind of a little baffling to me. I thought, maybe you would do hyper rares, your Vs, EXs, GXs, that type of thing, and you would not touch the hollows and reverse hollows that are honestly worth way less than $1. So first of all, they're gonna rip you off with these unless it happens to be vintage or old school hollows. But I'm assuming at this point, I think it's a safe assumption that they're gonna be mostly modern cards. And the fact that they say they're going to include reverse hollows as well, that kind of really tells me that it's going to be modern era of cards. But most hollows and reverse hollows are not even worth $1. So I don't know. I don't really understand that point. Maybe they're just trying to charge you for the ease and the access to them instead of, buying something on TCG Player for 30 cents and then having to wait a week to get it. You could just pay $1 and get it now. But honestly, as a player, if I know I would only use those in like emergency situations where I have to have certain cards for a deck immediately. And even at that point, what are the actual chances the cards I'm needing immediately for a deck are going to be a hollow or a reverse hollow? I mean, I think they're slim to none. I don't think the sales for that will produce anything. And my fear with them doing these cards, the hollows and reverse hollows, is they ultimately end up becoming kind of like a secondary MJ holdings. We know how bad they are. I feel like they're going to have an excess of cards that they just can't get rid of, and then they're going to start doing mystery product to get rid of them. And obviously we don't want more bad mystery product on the market, being sold to kids and unsuspecting, parents and grandparents and whoever else. When we want mystery product, we want good mystery product, which hasn't really happened as of late. So I'm a little worried about that prospect. But the article does go on to mention that they are contemplating doing leagues, or they're kind of like going in that direction. The presumption here is that they will eventually host leagues for Pokemon. And everything they've said is strictly about Pokemon TCG. They did not mention any other TCGs. I don't know if it's just Pokemon is the pilot program they're going for, or if it's strategically just going after Pokemon because it's Pokemon. I have a feeling that's what it is. But they've been toying with the pack and play events or whatever, the play events, whatever. GameStop used to actually do these events every now and then. And that's where you would get the sample packs for each set as they came out. And you could go, I remember going to GameStop in 2019 and taking my son and going in, getting it was like a big envelope kind of. Some of them were bags, some of them were envelopes, but you'd open it up and there would be like a little activity sheet, a small pack of stickers, and then, one or two of these sample packs that were essentially dollar packs. They had 3 cards in them randomly from one set, and that was it. And, they were fun. They were kind of cool, and they made a day of it so you could go in and maybe they were running like 20% off all Pokemon games or, whatever the case was. I feel like that's where it's going to start, right? That's where we're already kind of getting back to. They've started doing those again. Some stores have reported doing them bi-weekly at this point, and that to me feels like they're trying to start up a league. So it's not good or bad. I mean, it probably is good because it gives players more opportunities to play. But again, I think it's bad because it's going to really start to detract and pull away from local game stores. And I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it yet. So you guys will have to comment down below and let me know how you feel about GameStop doing this. But this was something I just wanted to make a quick video on, edit, upload, and get to you guys quickly because this was some big news. But Again, like I said, let me know in the comments what you think about GameStop moving into the Pokemon TCG territory. Do you think this is like going to be a short trial and then they move on? Or do you think this is something for much larger where they eventually buy into all these other TCGs and become a full-fledged game store? I don't know. You guys let me know, but that's all we have time for today. Thank you once again, and we'll see you guys in the next video.